What's going on, guys? It's L&M Productions. Welcome back to another video. In today's video, we'll be taking a look at the formerly now abandoned L&N Lebanon Branch. So, to provide a bit of backstory, the L&N Lebanon Branch was built in 1954 to run between the main line at Lebanon Junction to New Haven, Kentucky. And as you can see here, the current track which it runs on stems from Boston, Kentucky to New Haven, Kentucky, now home of the Kentucky Railway Museum. This track also includes a, let me find it here, I just saw it, one of the L&N arch bridges located here. This line once was a major, well, I wouldn't say major because it was a branch, but it was once a part of the L&N and CSX system for a few years. Well, north of Boston, CSX pretty much doesn't use it much anymore, except, well, there's a sewage treatment plant, which it appears, as you can see here, there used to be a spur track going into it, but I'm not really for sure. So now we are coming toward the main intersection up at Lebanon Junction. The track is currently paralleling the Preston Highway. So it goes under the Kentucky Turnpike, aka Interstate 64, for those of you who may know it as that. There was some cars in storage along here somewhere. You can also see at one time it was a former Y back in the L&N days. It possibly would have had a station here at Lebanon Junction. You can see there's one of the old coaling towers that still remains of days long past by. There was a cut of what appeared to be coal cars somewhere down through here. Can we find them? That's what I'm trying to do. Oh, yes, here they are. So what we've got here, and I am just guessing, is it appears to be a cut of coal cars that CSX has in storage. They may be ballast cars, I'm not for sure, but some beautiful farmland out through here. So now we reach Boston. Boston is the other end of the line for the Kentucky Railway Museum of New Haven, Kentucky. There's the Arch Bridge. I'm not really sure if they run clear to Boston, but I do know that they have their track runs between New Haven and Boston. So, as you can see here, we're going along the old branch here. Now it intersects with Nelsonville Road and continues out this way. I'm not sure what that community is called that it's currently going through. Okay, so now it is paralleling, what is that road? Oh, it doesn't have a name. I guess it's not currently paralleling Nelsonville Road to the left. It continues out this way. But I want to say sometime here recently. Okay, so again, and now it's crossing Lion Station Road. It also crosses Hilton Valley Road. Then it crosses, what is that road? I guess that's just a private crossing, another private crossing. And now we reach the main yard at New Haven for the Kentucky Railway Museum, which is also the home of L&M 152, which is the last remaining, as far as I know, preserved light Pacific locomotive, the L&N. These were built, I think, in 1910, I think, by Rogers Locomotive Works. Currently, she is undergoing an overhaul, but as you can see here, so we take a look at their yard. This is Monon 52, their ex-Monon BL52. It was one of the few BL2s built, delivered to the Monon. And also over here, we have their Addison, Topeka, and Santa Fe CF7 rebuilt from Santa Fe FTs and F3s. So as you can see here, they have a lot of cars in storage of various heritage. They also have several passenger cars here. These, as far as I know, they are in storage, awaiting restoration. Then there's some more down here. I think somewhere down through here there's an old E unit, I think. I'm not sure if it's still here or not. I'm trying to remember where it is. I'm seeing a lot of gondolas. It also looks like at the time CSX was still using this as a oh yeah, CSX also uses what remains of the Lebanon branch as majority of it is used for car storage. No trains have ran on this line in quite a while. Okay, so here crosses Howardstown Road. The line doesn't really run past New Haven under KRM ownership. The other end of the line is ran by CSX, or at least used to be. As you can see here, if we take a look back into the 1990s, it looked a little bit more different than it does today. I got some more coal hoppers in storage down here. As we continue, I guess southbound on the line, crossing through a bunch of very pretty fields. I just honestly wonder why CSX abandoned this branch, but I suppose it was because there was nothing out here that they served mainly, besides some, I think, one customer in Lebanon Junction, it looked like. So now we're following the line, and we are, does it say? We are passing through Bethany Spring, Kentucky. Then we follow the line as it curves around out through here. Also got some what appear to be, I'm not sure what those are. They look like they're flat cars that are in storage. Not sure of the reason there. So it goes through a cut through the trees here. It's kind of hard to see through here, but I'm keeping my mouse on as best I can for you guys. So you can see it peeking through the trees there. That, I know that's just some more cars. I got a long cut of cars here. These may be mostly gondolas and flat cars I've got in storage. I'm not sure here. But this was taken in 2014, so pardon the imagery being a bit outdated. So, now it would appear the track is pretty much, it pretty much stops once you get to New Hope, Kentucky. But we're going to follow the line through here, so we're following it out this way. Now it directly parallels 52, which is New Hope Road. Follow it out here. It curves to the right a little bit and goes on this way. Look, and it's going across here. There's some more of it there. And going out through here. I'm having a hard time keeping up with it here. Going out through this way. Then it goes on out through here. It looks like I can barely see it myself through here. there it is here. I think I may have found it. Going out through here. Can I see anything that looks like a road bed? Oh, there it is. So we follow it going out through here, and then out this way. It's totally overgrown by trees, it looks like. So I gotta zoom out to find it. Well, there's no use following it through the maps, guys. But anyway, if you were to follow this track all the way south, I'm trying to remember where it went to. It went through. It went past. Went through New Hope. It went near. It went past Loretto, Kentucky. Went through Lebanon, Kentucky, Bradfordsville. Which direction? Oh, no. It wouldn't have went that way. It would have went through Gravel Switch, Kentucky, then Parksville, and then it intersected with the C&O and TP NA Southern Main Line at Junction City, Kentucky. As you can see here, this road bed coming directly across right here. This was the road bed in which it went across. So we see it here. It goes across a street here. Then it goes back behind some buildings. I think at one time there was a spur track that went off and served this warehouse here. I'm not sure what it served for or what the warehouse was. So it goes behind a church out here and behind a storage facility. You're following it out here, and it goes across 127. Now, I'm not for sure if 127 would have had a road crossing or if it wouldn't have been an overpass. I really don't know, but it's just very hard to see because you have so many trees and housing that's just developed all around it, and you couldn't recognize it if you saw it, but you see it going out this way. So now it goes behind the Junction City Regional Airport, or Stewart Powell Field, I guess that's what it's called. So you're going out this way, down through here. It's going out here. Now there's a good look at the road bed right there. So let's see here. This is kind of interesting. I appear to see some trucks and stuff out here. Now, are they widening this or what are they doing? Oh, that is not what I wanted to do. Exit. Maybe if we go back to around 2006, 2008. Okay, so you could get a good view of it right here. It would have been right in this area where I'm pointing. So it would have looked a lot different back then. But anyway, to give some context, I will read, and credit goes to Wikipedia here. So the timeline for the track includes 1854. The track bed was laid between Lebanon Junction and New Haven, Kentucky. It was extended to New Haven in 1857 on November 18th. This branch, it's now 3.7 miles long, running from Lebanon Junction to Lebanon. 1963, John Hunt Morgan burns down the depot at Lebanon during a battle. Federal troops there. So for those who don't know, now this is the timeline for when the Civil War was going on. 1864, the Civil War has stopped. The Lebanon extension is improved. 1865, it reached a gravel switch above a railroad. It's named after a spur by the Lebanon Branch for unloading gravel. 1866, Parksville was reached February 9th. Goresburg, later renamed Junction City after the arrival of the Cincinnati Southern on April 9th. Stanford was reached on May 17th, and then Crab Orchard on July 1st. So a bit of backstory there is that the Cincinnati Southern is an abbreviation for the Cincinnati, New Orleans, and Texas Pacific Railroad, or C&O&TP, which was a subsidiary of the Southern Railway and had been for quite some time. 1879, so several years had passed, almost a decade, well, over a decade. It was extended, so the Cumberland and Ohio branch from Lebanon to Greensburg was completed. So a backstory there, that was a railroad which I would assume ran from Lebanon, Kentucky to Greensburg, Indiana. The L&M later purchased that railroad during a foreclosure sale. Now that means that the railroad either went bankrupt or something happened that put it in financial trouble, and it was taken under the L&N. The first train ran from Louisville to Knoxville in March. 1900, passenger train derails on the Rolling Fork River Bridge at Calvary on the Greensburg branch. So that's probably Calvary, Indiana, but I don't know. 1903, two freight trains collide on a head-on at Tilford's. So that Tilford, Kentucky, was Tilford's, Indiana. My bad. That's near New Hope, Indiana. Several crew members are killed. 1923, head-on collision with trains 52 and 55 at Nelsonville, Kentucky. 1932, which was something I didn't know, this one, President FDR visits Stanford on the Lebanon Branch during a whistle-stop campaign tour. 1940, centralized traffic control signaling installed on the Lebanon Branch between Lebanon Junction and Lebanon. 1941, collision with two trains at St. Francis, Kentucky. 1956, the movie Raintree County was filmed using the Lebanon Branch for railroad scenes. The B&O's William Mason was used in this movie. For those who don't know, that is a steam locomotive that is famous among the B&O, and that's all I know. 1958, the final passenger train ran on the Lebanon Branch. So for those who aren't aware, the late 50s saw a decline in passenger trains across North America, and the branch lines were the first to be affected by this. 1979, the final train run to Greensburg between Campbellsburg, Kentucky, and Greensburg, Indiana, the track was abandoned afterwards. 1985, final trains on the Lebanon to Campbellsville portion of the Greensburg branch. So Campbellsville is in Kentucky and Greensburg is in Indiana, I think, but I could be wrong. So 1987, the last through freight train crosses the branch on July 8th. CSX announces plans to abandon the branch. In 1990, the Kentucky Railway Museum purchased 17 miles of the branch between New Haven and Boston, Kentucky. So, I'm going to guess that the hoppers we saw, most of which were in and around New Haven, were probably just left there. And I would assume they were scrapped, but I don't know. Now, they could be on static display with a museum. I'm not for sure, but yeah. So That's hilarious. So just west of Stanford, it passes the historic town of Fort Logan, Kentucky. Hmm. Okay. But yeah, but it seems to me that most of the Lebanon branch did not have a good reputation among the L&N due to the fact it was just full of accidents. But the later you go back, the less technology had improved. So I guess there's that to consider. But really, I have Railfan, and I don't know if you can see it or not. Where is, let me find it. So, I'm going to show y'all something you probably would not know unless you saw it. Just ignore these stupid thingies on here. I don't know why they are here. Okay. So, right here, as you can see, this used to be a tower. Well, actually, no, it was right in this area, right here. So, and most of it is buried under concrete. But if we go back to late 90s, you can see that some of it was more dominant there. And what is this? So you have a better idea of what it would have looked like. So this over here would have been the Southern slash L&N the Diamond Tower, and this would have been the station. Unfortunately, I do not know what happened to the station. I will definitely do some researching into seeing what happened to that station. But yeah, so I guess while we're here, we'll go north a little bit and take a look back at what. So another thing, and this is part of the line's history, this third track coming on the right, this used to be the interchange track, which would have cut off right across here, across what is this, Shelby Street, and it would have went in right over here, right on that line where that is. Now it would have connected right there with the L&N, um, because it used to be the Southern slash L&N interchange track where they would have been taken either up toward Lebanon Junction, or they may have continued on southward toward Knoxville. But I'm not for sure where it would have went because, well, I've never really followed it across here. So going this way, we can see that there was definitely a track going across here. There's some houses built on it right here. There's some of it going across here. You see a little bit more. Now it parallels Autumn Springs Road going here. Then, oh my, okay, so this is interesting. As of only almost 4 years ago, there's still some rail left here. At least it all that. Oh my goodness, that is cool. So there's some rail left. Oh, a good bit of it left down through here. Um, so going out this way, it would have curved a little bit, and going out here, it would have went right across. What is that? Yates Road. Following it down through here. I did not know this line went all the way to Knoxville. I find that a little bit mind-boggling. So it would have curved a little bit through here. There's a cut on where it would have went through right there. So following it out through here, there's some of the original road bed. It's still going here. I think it may have crossed Autumn Springs Road right here and went out this way, but I can't tell. Wait. What is that? What is that? Okay, that's a bit interesting. But I did not know that if you go outside Junction City just a few miles, that you can find some old rail, and that's surprisingly close. Heck, if I had a blowtorch or something, I'd go down there and cut me a piece of it. Um, and unfortunately, a bit of more news regarding Junction City. As you can see here, this caboose, which used to be their community center at the time this was taken, unfortunately, it ended up that the community center was removed due to the fact they apparently had enough funds to build their own building. An acquaintance of mine told me that. Um, but yeah, so that caboose thankfully was preserved and now resides up at Walton, Kentucky, which sits off the no, where does it? Erlanger, that's where it is, Erlanger, Kentucky, which sits off the old Southern C&O and TP main line to Cincinnati. But yeah, there's not really that much here anymore. There also, you can clearly see from the structure here, there used to be a station right here, and this would have served both the Southern Railway and the L&N. Though it probably mainly I'm going to say serve the Southern, simply because the L&N just didn't have that much activity coming off the line. I mean, it was a branch, and passenger trains quit running in 1957 or 58. I think the L&M managed to hang on to some of their passenger trains, like the Pan American and the Hummingbird, and there were probably some others, till the I want to say mid to early 1970s, and those were eventually discontinued. They were not handed over to Amtrak, sadly. But anyway, a little bit of more history here. We will take a look at the one of the busiest yards on the Southern system at one time, the Southern Railway Danville Yard. So we can see here coming into the yard, we're coming in from the south end here. This line and this yard, until 2014, had enormous amounts of activity here. In fact, it was so big, it had a set of MP15 DC switchers that worked the yard. So we can see here that at the time of this being taken, this was the yard tower. That was where all the action took place. That was the station. So we come in to the yard from this side. We have a grain facility here. I can't remember the name of what it is, but the amount of tracks it has here are staggering alone. So we cut off here and we're going into the spurs in Danville. There's a spur track right there that went into a former factory, went into a plastic facility that takes in hoppers. We follow it out here. It crosses, I'm pretty sure, oh, that's Lebanon Road. It crosses right there. Does it really go anywhere out through here? I can't. Oh. Shoot. So now here's a current look at what it looks like. So you can see here that the first track goes over here to the plastic facility. This, I'm not sure what this used to be, but you can definitely see that at one time it was a factory of some kind. It's been sitting abandoned for quite some time, and it also used to have a rail. It also used to take in rail cars. It looked like maybe through here, but it definitely would have been would be interesting to find out what this is down here. So let's see here. So you can see here this is definitely a major industry of some kind, or was at one time. I do, however, sometimes see trucks parked up here, but I think the majority of this is not used anymore. Got a what appears to be an international. Oh, it's a 9400i. Um, so, whoops. Here's a look at the plant from 2017. Here's a look at the same plant back in 1997. It looked quite different back then. As you can see, it looks like it quit using rail service at the time of this picture being taken. So now I'm a bit curious because I do know, I do know that somewhere out here, it's on the bypass. Where is it? I know that the track crosses out here somewhere, and I can't remember where. It's down here. I know it is. Okay, this branch is off of the south end of the yard. So, here's some more industries going out here. This is handled, I'm pretty sure, by a local out of Danville. I think it's T67, I think. No, but maybe, I think it's T63 that handles the work out here. But as you can see here, the spur ends right here. It used to go to a facility right here that appears to be abandoned. This facility, amazingly, does not have rail service. So it goes out here and you follow it. And now, I'm interested to know what that is. It goes to another factory that has at least 3 spur tracks, one of which looks like it goes inside the building. So that's probably a boxcar facility of some kind. But anyways, you can see here that we are coming into the south end of the yard. We have 4 tracks on my right and about 6 or 7 on my left. So we're coming into the yard, and here is some of Danville. It was not built. Oh, it was built. So Danville also has a car shop in it, although it does not have a locomotive shop in it. Okay. Danville also hosts a fuel track, so it has 2 of those. It has another track back here, which I assume is also a fuel track. So here's the whole yard. I railfan here quite a bit, so I know this yard well. But it's got 2 spurs that go out of the yard. Incredibly, okay, so you can see here, this is where the tower is right here. This is now abandoned. They moved all their dispatching to the station here. So it's nice to know that it still sees use. For something, anyway. But we follow the main line north up here. And now we're heading out of Danville, heading north on the line. 127 goes under the railroad. It crosses, the railroad crosses 127 out here. So mostly all the way north, this track is a double track main. So now we come to another location. This right here is what is referred to by local rail fans as Buster Pike. Also, it's referred to as Faulkner by Norfolk Southern. But the C&O and TP here splits. You have the one track that goes to the left, one track that goes to the right here, and another track that goes to the left right here. These go on what is referred to as the Louisville District, which is the line you most commonly see my videos on. And then you have Faulkner right here. This is a fuel and a crew change point for trains coming southbound toward Danville. As we can see here, we have what appears to be a southbound, what looks like a coil train coming down through here. This possibly could have been at the time, maybe 61A before he was discontinued. Recently, he was discontinued because he was no longer needed. But we can see here as a 2020 image, which appears to be brand new. There's nothing here. But if we go back to zoom out here, come on, Google, there you go. This train appears to have what looks like one of Norfolk Southern's SD60Es leading, and then it appears to have a possibly an SD60 or a 70 trailing. So it's hard telling who this could have been. He's a pretty long train. But anyways, we're heading north up here along the line. It turns into a single track main when it passes through Bergen, Kentucky. So we follow it up here. Now we are approaching Bergen. It's briefly a single track main through Bergen. And then I'm pretty sure no, it's still single track. Then you follow it up here out of Bergen. And then I'm trying to see here, so bear with me, guys, bear with me. Have an underpass bridge. That is Curdsville Road. Then you follow it up here going north. Now you're heading toward Lexington. It's still single track. So now it reaches a double track, goes back to double track in a short yard. Oh, I know where this is. This, at the time, looks like, no, it was there. This is one of the major clients on the C&O and TP. This is the Kentucky Utilities E.W. Brown plant. This electric industry here takes in unit trains of coal cars, most of which run off the Paducah and Louisville line near Louisville, and they have a connection there. Anyhow, this line, they run on the Louisville district, and then they run north up here. But anyhow, they have, I think, 2 unit trains that run, both of which are, well, 4 unit trains, 2 northbounds and 2 southbounds, or 2 eastbounds and 2 westbounds if you're on the Louisville district, because we run east to west. But you can see this plant from the river right here, which we'll get to that in a minute, but also has another one of my favorite engineering marvels. So we follow the line up here. Now we're heading directly north, and here, just past E.W. Brown, only a few miles, we come to the community of High Bridge, which hosts one of the most incredible marks of engineering in the world. So, High Bridge, Kentucky. Let me see here. High Bridge is a rail bridge that passes over High Bridge, Kentucky. It sits near Shakertown and Pleasant Hill, Kentucky, which are the same place. Now, a bit of backstory on High Bridge. So, High Bridge. So, we see here, High Bridge is also on a part of the river, is the River Palisades, or Paradises, I can't really see. High Bridge sits approximately 270 feet above the river and connects with Mercer and Jessamine counties. It was formerly dedicated in 1879 as the first cantilever bridge constructed in the United States. It had a three-span continuous deck truss under the bridge and is used by the Norfolk Southern Railway to carry trains between Lexington, Kentucky and Danville, Kentucky. That statement is not exactly accurate. It serves the C&O and TP, which runs south to Nashville and beyond before becoming the ex-C&O and TP 3rd District. It has also been designated as a National Engineering Landmark. So, a bit of backstory. It was built in 1851 for the Lexington and Danville Railroad, with Julius Adams as the chief engineer, retained by John L. Roebling to build a railroad suspension bridge across the Kentucky River for a line connecting Lexington and Danville, Kentucky, west of the intersection of the Dix and Kentucky Rivers. In 1855, the company ran bankrupt and the project was resumed by the Cincinnati Southern Railroad in 1873, following a proposal by C. Shatner Smith for a cantilever design using stone towers designed by Roebling, who designed the Brooklyn Bridge of New York City, New York. The bridge was erected using the cantilever design with a three-span continuous deck truss, and opened in 1877 on the Cincinnati Southern Railway. It was 370 feet tall, or 84 meters, and 1,125 feet long, or 343 meters long, the tallest bridge above a navigable waterway in North America, and is the tallest bridge in the world. Was the tallest bridge in the world until the 20th century. It is also the tallest bridge in North America, fun fact. The construction was completed using 3,654,280 pounds of iron at the cost back then. This would have been in 1873, mind you. Well, actually, 1879. 404,373 and 30 $404,373.31, and that's not counting inflation. In 1879, President Rutherford B. Haynes, which was the President of the United States at the time, and General William T. Sherman attended the dedication. Around 1928, the Kentucky River High Bridge and the surrounding area was a popular destination for local Kentucky artist Paul Sawyer. Sawyer made many friends living in the area, and the landscape was the subject of many of his famous paintings. And no, this is not the Paul Sawyer by Led Zeppelin. That's a different Paul Sawyer. In addition to making many friends with local residents, he met the love of his life, Mary Thomas May Bull, during her travels to the Kentucky River area. She became the subject of his paintings in 1908, the portrait of May Bull in the river landscape. After years of heavy river use, the bridge was rebuilt by Gustav Lindala in 1911. Lindala reinforced the foundations and rebuilt the bridge around the original structure. To keep road traffic flowing, the track deck was raised by 30 feet during construction, and a temporary trestle was constructed. In 1929, an additional set of tracks was built to accumulate increased road traffic, and the original limestone towers were demolished. The bridge is still accessible by Kentucky State Road 29. In 2005, the state and county jointly reopened a park near the bridge, which had been closed since the mid-60s, at the top of the Palisades above the river. It included a restored air dance pavilion, first used in the 19th century, as well as a new playground, picnic area, and viewing platform that overlooks the bridge and the river's edge from the top of the Palisades. I have been, fun fact, I have been to this location, Emmett Park, and it is one of the most beautiful parks I believe I have ever seen on a bridge. So, we were looking at the bridge from the Mercer County side. This is the Jessamine County side, which is also where the park sits. So, on a few occasions, the park will have whoa, okay. Go. Can I go up here? Nope, that's not what I wanted to do. Stop it. Gotta love when Google doesn't want to work with you. Anyway. So, as you can see here, High Bridge also has its own caboose, being a Southern Railway caboose. I think it's X741, but I'm not for sure. It has a pavilion here, and another addition they built, which it doesn't show here because it wasn't built yet, I don't think. They built a little patio right about there, that goes out to right about there, and you can watch trains and view the river from it. And if you look across the river on the other side, in the distance, you can see the E.W. Brown power plant over here. This bridge, the river, unfortunately, does not have, as I don't think it has any river traffic other than you'll see the occasional, the only river traffic you'll see on it is sometimes the Shaker tours out of Shakertown, Kentucky, which is up the river, not that far. It also, down here, they are now inactive, but it used to have a set of locks that were active here. Yes, it's the dam number 7. That used to be part of the river back when ships were still traveling through here. It used to have a lock system on it. And is that another lock right there? Brooklyn Bridge. Well, I'm getting way ahead of myself, guys. If you enjoyed the video, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And also, don't forget to hit that notification bell, as it will always let you know the minute I upload something new. It will let you know that it is right there for you to watch. Anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this video. Like I said, if you enjoy, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll show you my other picture here. And until next time, happy adventuring. This is L&M Productions, out.